We all know who we're talking about when we say the world's fastest man, none other than the legendary Usain Bolt, of course. Bolt has successfully immortalized himself in the speed category. He's been memified with its help too. But what if we told you there's another who might soon surpass him? That's right, folks, Bolt may soon be dethroned as the fastest man alive due to, wait for it, a teen. Let's find out. Starting off, the little one first came into the light a year ago. A year ago, the buzz was already becoming louder. Erriyon Knighton arrived at the Tokyo Olympics at the age of 17, 3 years before he could have purchased a strong zero from a local convenience store. Standing at the starting line for the 200 meters, Australian commentator Bruce McAvaney said that some say he's the heir apparent to you-know-who, and he was referring to Usain Bolt. Knighton breezed through the heats, easing up before the finish line to become the youngest man in a 125-year-old individual track Olympics final. He finished fourth after two of his countrymen, Kenny Bednarek and Noah Lyles, as well as gold medalist Andre de Grasse of Canada, who ran in 19.6. Given Knighton's age, the outcome didn't really matter. He had obviously arrived. Next, Knighton is only 18 years old and toppling records. Remember that gold medal moment, you guys, because he ran a 19.49 in the LSU Invitational in the southern U.S. state of Louisiana late last month. Knighton, at 18 years old, set the fourth fastest time in 200-meter history after only Johan Blake and Michael Johnson, as well as Usain Bolt. Just before his 23rd birthday, Bolt established the world record, a 19.19 that still stands today as he approached his physical prime. This is why there's so much interest in Knighton. As a 17-year-old, he had already run a 19.84, which was quicker than anything Bolt had ever done before becoming an adult. Knighton's time of 19.49 seconds is over a half a second quicker than Bolt's previous under 20 world record. He's doing things that no one his age should be able to accomplish. Moving on, former champions are praising the kid for his agility. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, former 200-meter world champion Ado Bolden compared Knighton's achievement to Bob Beamon breaking the long jump record by nearly 2 feet. A junior sprinter has made history running a 20-second sprint, half of a second faster than the record set by arguably the greatest runner ever. Even the former pros are astounded. This is easily one of the most remarkable feats from an athlete so young seen in recent times. Even Knighton himself is surprised at how rapidly he's growing. "I knew it was coming, but I didn't realize it would come this early in the season," he told NBC Sports. And Knighton does not intend to be a one-trick pony. He, like Bolt, races the 100-meter, but his personal best of 10.04 was not enough to make the U.S. squad in Tokyo, though it would have gotten him to the semifinals. But obviously, as he improves his athletic abilities and becomes, an adult, he will also improve on that time. He'll be 20 years old by the time he competes in the 2024 Paris Games, still a couple of years behind when Bolt established the 200-meter world record. At 30, Bolt was winning gold medals. Knighton will compete in 3 more Olympics before reaching his 30s. He won't require 3 attempts to win his own gold. Further, a look into Knighton's Olympic record. Erriyon Knighton is only 18 years old, yet he's already broken several juvenile sprint records held by Usain Bolt. As a high schooler, the Tampa native turned pro and signed with Adidas. He became the 4th fastest man in history in April when he ran a wind-legal 19.49 in a meet in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Only Bolt, Johan Blake, and Michael Johnson are faster than him at all time. In the Olympic trials semifinal, Knighton ran 19.84 for the previous U20 record. He made the team and became the country's youngest male track Olympian since Jim Ryan in the 1960s. Last year, he finished 4th in the Olympics. Bolt broke the 19.5 second barrier 4 times in the 2008 and 2012 Olympic finals and the 2009 and 2011 World Championship finals. Before reaching 20, his best time was 19.93. He broke 19.5 for the first time the day before his 22nd birthday. Knighton, a Florida high school junior who became professional last year, jumped from joint 35th to 4th in history, passing Tommy Smith, Carl Lewis, and Noah Lyles. Knighton's performance is the 2nd fastest by an American, trailing only Johnson's then world record of 19.32 at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. Up next, some backstory on the young athlete. Knighton's meteoric rise defies every expectation of a child sports industrial complex that aims to develop future stars through structured training and travel teams for elementary school students. As a youngster, Knighton stated his family didn't have extra money for sports expenses, so he joined an uncle's minor football team because of the discount. Besides middle school football, Knighton noted a huge gap of not doing nothing between the ages of 8 and 13. He hadn't really considered track until he was a 14-year-old freshman when Joseph Sipp, a football and track coach at Tampa's Hillsborough High, saw his speed during football conditioning exercises and recommended Knighton try out. According to ESPN, friends and teachers came inside Hillsborough High in August to witness Knighton become the youngest American to place in the top 4 of an individual track and field event at the Olympics since 1928. Now, the people faster than Bolt. Some of the greatest sporting events have occurred on the athletic track. Owens in 1936, Smith and Carlos in 1968, and Bolt pretty much every year he's participated. The genuinely inspiring show of such raw athleticism is the ultimate pinnacle of the sport, and sportsmen like them have earned the highest respect. Usain Bolt now holds the 100-meter record at 9.58 seconds and is regarded as the fastest man in history. However, this might be incorrect. Firstly, let's talk about T8. T8 is the name of the person whose fossilized footprints were discovered and demonstrated remarkable running speeds. The footprints were discovered in Australia and are thought to belong to an early Aboriginal. Data scientists studied them and discovered that the individual was probably sprinting at roughly 37 kilometers per hour. A variety of criteria were considered, including the angle and amplitude of the force exerted by the foot to the ground, the distance between footprints, and the distribution of force across the foot. This speed is technically slower than Bolt's, whose highest recorded speed was 44.6 kilometers per hour, but because T8 would have been running on unstable mud and, at best, would have been in a physical state where they weren't severely malnourished, dehydrated, or ill, it is believed that the individual would have been able to run at similar, if not greater, speeds to Bolt if presented with the athletic conditions he was. Next, there have been studies done to research speed. T8 studies provide evidence that something like the 9.5-second 100-meter may not be too far out of reach, laying the stage for massive programs to be launched to explore the human body's athletic limitations. Projects like Ineos 159, in which Eliud Kipchoge sought to break the 2-hour marathon barrier, provides an incredible opportunity to bring together advances in science, training, psychology, and nutrition, as well as innovative athletes to attempt the seemingly impossible. Research areas such as genetic screening for athletic potential may come into play in the coming years to identify athletes with the potential to perform something remarkable like this. With future training advancements, it may not be long until we see someone faster than the quickest. Lastly, the key to beating Bolt may have existed before the U.S. Anthropologist Peter McAllister believes that a pair of surviving Aboriginal footprints in Australia shows that some of the continent's early settlers would have been right up there with Bolt if challenged to run the 100-meter final. According to McAllister's examination of the tracks, this group of individuals could sprint up to 23 miles per hour barefoot and through soft mud in pursuit of food. Perhaps they were being hunted, attempting to escape becoming a meal for one of the many super predators that shared their Australian environment. We're not diminishing Usain Bolt's accomplishments. He is a very exceptional athlete, but our forefathers were considerably more used to rigorous physical labor than their modern equivalents. Given the proper training, diet, and equipment, a new Stone Age man or woman could be able to compete with today's Olympians. Although comments in the Australian media have been made regarding the comparatively low performance of Australian athletes at these games, our friends down under may find solace knowing that an anthropologist believes that at least some ancient Australians would have been medal hopefuls. That's a wrap for this video. Will Knighton finally be the one to beat Bolt's legacy? Let us know in the comments below. It'd be awesome if you gave this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe for more scrumptious videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.